This Gambit, ladies and gentlemen, is now my official trademark, just like Eric's Stafford Gambit. I like that guy. If you want to watch my first tutorial video on this dangerous Gambit, you can watch the video that has popped up in the card above, or simply find my playlist's link in the comment section down below. So for now, it's time to continue testing this Gambit against real players, and I'm sure you're going to be excited for what you're about to see. Stay tuned. Okay, here we go. Now it's time to dance. Hope my opponent is going to play e4, but even d4 is okay. Okay, so I anticipated that, so I'm going to play g6, hoping they'll play e4, because that's what most of my opponents do. So now it's time to surprise my opponent with a move pawn to f5, and I hope they take that pawn so that this video can be relevant. And just for disclosure, I'm playing this game in Zen mode. By the way, you don't have to take on f5 because of queen h5 checkmate. So once again, don't say I didn't warn you. Zen mode. I'm playing this game in Zen mode, meaning I have deliberately hidden my opponent's details, including their name and rating, so that I can later on try to guess their strength as the game goes on. So playing in Zen mode just helps you to focus so that you don't get distracted or intimidated by your opponent's rating. By the way, my opponent played bishop d3, and now I have to play queen d6 to protect my g6 pawn and also to stop white from playing bishop f4, the landed bishop. So queen d6 is part of our plan, which I also discussed in my tutorial video that I highly recommend that you watch. If knight to f3, by the way, I have bishop g4. There we see knight to f3. How did I know that was coming? Because I mean, I've played this several times, so I know what to expect. I know what people play. If h3, I don't even have to move my bishop because I have rook takes h1. So the move I should consider here is knight to c6. Okay, h3, but knight c6 makes a lot of sense because it attacks a pawn on d4. I was expecting to see pawn to c3, but there we see bishop e3 by white. So this is kind of a new move. And this is why you guys should always be watching these episodes. Bishop e3 is kind of a new move, but I have bishop h6 if I want to stick to my plan, and then play pawn to e5, then put my king's knight on e7. So I guess the move here is pawn to e5, but let me just go through the moves one more time. So our typical plan is to go bishop h6 because that's where we're supposed to develop the dark squared bishop, and play pawn to e5 next, then knight e7. Before considering to castle long. But what if I play bishop h6 and then white plays pawn to c3? Or let me just hit it with pawn to e5. I mean, the plan is to go e4 in case white doesn't take my pawn, but I guess they're going to take it. So if de, I'm just going to take back with my knight, and I just pre-moved that, by the way. So let's see. So I just removed that, bishop e2, and now the knight is a target. I can just take that knight. Because the goal is simplification and quick development, rapid attacking also. And I don't even have to take the light squared bishop right away. First of all, I can castle long, putting my king to safety, and then that move will come later. Besides, white can't take on d5 because I have queen takes d5. So let's just see what my opponent is up to. And my typical plan, once again, is to go bishop h6, given a chance, then knight e7, and later on put my king's knight on f5. So based on my opponent's moves so far, what do I think is his rating? What could be my opponent's rating? Can you try to guess in the comments section? Okay, let me just say he is a 2100 rated player. So there we see knight d2 by my opponent, and I'm still making these plans highlighted on the board. So knight d2 I think can be met with bishop h6, is it? Because with bishop h6 I'm just trying to get rid of white's bishop pair. So bishop h6, then take the bishop, or maybe I can first of all play pawn to d4, attacking that bishop. So here's what I mean, guys. What if I play pawn to d4? Where is white going to put his dark squared bishop? So let's say pawn to d4, and white plays bishop f4, or they can even play bishop g5. That's the problem. This is what I'm talking about, guys. So instead of going d4, which allows bishop g5, let me go bishop h6. Bishop h6 simplifies the game. If bishop takes, I'm just going to take back with my king's knight and put my king's knight on f5. By the way, there was no bishop takes a7. Just for clarity, I was going to play pawn to g6 and try to trap that bishop. And again, you can see that we are still playing according to our plan. I mean, our dark squared bishop belongs on h6. So there we see queen e2. Queen e2 by white, some kind of a solid move, but I can just take bishop takes. And then after queen takes, I have pawn to d4. Okay, based on this move, queen e2, I think my opponent should be rated between 2100 and 2200. I'm just going to stick with that. I mean, it's hardly easy to give an exact prediction when it comes to ratings, because I mean, nowadays there's stockfish, people cheat. But anyways, hope my opponent is not cheating, because I have noticed that he is taking a little bit longer. Anyway, maybe it's just that I'm low on time, but I have to do something about their queen though. Yeah, so based on my opponent's previous move, queen e2, I can say he is rated between 2100 and 2200. Or let me just say 2150 and 2200. So the max is 2200. That's what I have settled with finally. And guys, you can see the fact that my opponent is taking longer to make moves is proof enough that this gambit is not yet common to many, and it has potential to take even stronger opponents out of their comfort zone. So this is something that you can highly depend on. Dude, come on, play! Time is ticking! My viewers want to see what next is going to happen. I mean, this guy is taking so long. I don't know if I should just cut and edit this video live. I don't know. Okay, there we see finally queen d4. Queen d4 intending to, capture on b7 with check, but knight takes. So I just took the bishop and then knight takes f3. I don't have queen e8 yet, but I have knight to f6 first, I guess, attacking the queen on d4. So knight f6 attacking white's queen on d4. And there's no queen takes d4, by the way, because of queen takes. Now I have rook e8. I mean, rook d e8, pinning the queen. So the queen has to move. Yep, so I anticipated that. Queen takes g6. Now I can give a check with one of my rooks. Either rook h e8 or rook d e8. I'm talking about this. But maybe let me consider queen b4. Why queen b4? Because there is a pawn on b2. Queen b4 check and then take the pawn and take the rook. Yep, so queen b4 check. I want to take the pawn on b2 and the rook on a1 in case white takes my knight on g6, but I don't think he will do that. So king f1. King f1 calls for queen takes b2, attacking the rook. So I don't care about my knight anymore, because in this position the rook is more valuable than my knight. So there we see rook d1. I have knight d5. Knight d5. Next, I'm considering to go knight f4. Just putting my pieces on their most active squares. Oh, I didn't say that. Queen g4 check. Queen g4 wins my pawn on d4. So I'm going to lose my d4 pawn. So this is check and I have to move my king. Honestly, I didn't see this move coming, by the way. Oh, even if queen takes, I have queen takes c2. Yep, queen takes c2. And queen takes a2 in the near future. Okay, so problem solved. So that was kind of a coincidence. I didn't see queen takes d4 coming. Oh, I'm low on time, so rook h f8. I want to sack on f3. How about that? Oh, my knight is still pinned to the rook, so maybe let me just go knight f4. Yeah, knight f4 is a discovery, little discovery on the queen, white's queen on d4. So I'm attacking the queen. The only move I can see here by white is queen e3, after which I'll go queen g6. Yeah, I guess. And next, I'll even play something like rook g8. Ah! So my opponent just blundered his queen and he resigned. So what do we learn from here? Did I just win by luck or something? I guess good players are always lucky. But listen, you guys, the more you keep on pressurizing your opponent, the more you give them many chances to blunder. That's the thing. And that's why I like these kinds of aggressive gambits, or whatever you can call them, dubious or unsound. The thing is, these kinds of gambits allow me to keep on attacking my opponents. And as per rule of thumb, the more you attack your opponent, the more they are likely to blunder. And I guess that's what we just witnessed right there. Anyways, I'll still take that as a good win because I guess I had many attacking opportunities and a positional advantage than my opponent. Anyway, let me just try to see what else white could have done instead of blundering his queen. So let's say white played something like queen b4. I was simply going to take the free pawn on f2, and this was going to be very much winning as I was going to threaten checkmate in one. And in case of rook g1, I was simply going to play knight e2 followed by queen g3 check, or even better, just forking the rook on d1 and the queen on g4. And in case white played queen e3, holding on to his f2 pawn, I was simply going to take on a2. Oh wait, I can't take on a2 because of rook a1. White's rook on a1 was going to team up with the queen to take advantage of my a7 pawn. So definitely queen a2 was going to be a bad move. And I guess I was going to see that. But anyways, I was going to play something like queen g6. Just like I mentioned in the game, you heard me say that. And if pawn to g3, I was just going to play knight d3, attacking the rook and just trying to put more pressure along the f file. In case of rook d1, I was going to play something like queen f5, putting more pressure on the knight, blah blah blah. Yeah, Stockfish approves. I was doing better in that position, even if white didn't blunder his queen. So I'll still take that as a win and good game by myself. Be sure to hit the like button, share this video if you can, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. Until next time, bye bye.